Yo, what's up, people? Hey. Figured I'd go live. I know my parlay didn't hit, but hey, Dallas covered. That's what we said. Dallas is covering. Dallas covered. Home teams are now 5-10 versus the spread at home on Thursday Night Football this year. 5-10. 5-10. That means Dallas is now 5-1 on the road versus the spread this year, and the New Orleans Saints are 2-4. 2-4. Hey, I played the Cowboys defense. Hey, Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram did suck. You got that spread. Yo, I know. I said I'd like that spread. My freaking parlay did not hit, but man, why did Zeke even play? I should have started Michael Gallup. Who did you start instead? What's up, Tyler? Yo, what up? Singletary, David Johnson. Like neither is really great. I want to say I have Singletary higher. I already know I do. I'm not even gonna check it because I know I have Singletary higher. I started Ingram. Yeah, I mean, Ingram was a big bust play. So was Zeke. Zeke was bad. Zeke should have even been playing. Why did they even play Zeke today? Why did they play Zeke? Saquon Oh, you played Saquon? I mean, Michael Gallup had an okay game. He just scored a touchdown. I wouldn't be that worried. Zeke with less than 6 points. Yeah, they shouldn't even play Zeke. I don't know why they did that. Zeke, you could tell by looking at that game, Zeke was not right. Like, from the very first play of the game, you could tell by Zeke, he was hobbling all over the place. Why that man is playing, I'm definitely not starting him until he gets full practices in. Maybe even had a full practice this week. I don't even know. He shouldn't have played today, though. I'll tell you that much. DK or Mike Williams? DK. Renfro or Aiyuk? I like Aiyuk. It's close. I do like Renfro this week. Moreau or Moreau. Jeez, I can never start it. Pollard popped off for me. Yeah, I would say popped off. Like, put in quotations. Pollard had a 50-yard touchdown, which obviously counts. If he didn't, he'd be averaging about 1.8. I think it was like 1.8, 1.6 yards per carry with about a total of probably 2 points in fantasy football this week. I broke my ankle 2 hours ago. Oh, no. Are you okay? Moreau or Higbee? Moreau. DK or Mike Williams? DK. Gage, Myers, Bourne, Sanders, or Shepard if he plays. Pick one. I would go with... Just pick one. Man, that's... I would go with... I technically have Kendrick Bourne the highest, so I would go with Kendrick Bourne. It's just a lot of guys that are there. Is Hill related to the Saints owner or something? I don't understand why the Saints think he's so great. Hill sucks. Hill sucks. Hill is terrible. Sure, if he saved this fantasy day with that 70-yard touchdown reception there at the very end, complete. See that, and that's why I said in the chat, like this game, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Tony Pollard's so much better than Zeke." If you watch that game, Tony Pollard had the alley, was a beautiful block play. He broke one tackle, and then I don't know what the safety was doing on that play. Literally, the safety's just, he's shuffling along the sideline. Here you go. I think he had Tony Pollard on his fantasy team. I think that's really what happened. Because he didn't want to make that tackle. He's like, okay, here you go. And I know Troy Aikman's like, oh, he didn't want to let him, have the cutback. But still, like, a safety's supposed to have a really solid angle on that to be able to, not let him have the cutback and also make the tackle. And he's just like, here you go, Tony Pollard. Go in there. You walk in the end zone. I need you to score for my fantasy team. That's really what it was. He outscored Dak without... Did he really? No, he didn't. Who? Tony Pollard? You're saying Tony Pollard? Oh, you're saying Taysom Hill. Oh, yeah. I mean, it looked like Dak was on pace for a really solid game that first half. And then the second half, it kind of like fizzled. The offense just didn't play that well in the second half. Thanks to Aspire Sports. I didn't start Mark Ingram. Well, I'm glad. I know I definitely told some people to start Mark Ingram. He was like around RB20 for me this week. It just was not a good game, really, for many players tonight, other than a few. AB droppable now? Yeah. Gesicki or Fant? Gesicki, I played the Cowboys defense, Dak, Zeke, and Amari. He put up 40, so I'm projected to win. There you go. How do you get 24 points with 4 INTs? They had a return. He had only a few fingers. That is true. I will say with Taysom Hill, he did, I don't think Taysom Hill is any good, but he did hurt his finger. But I will say this about Taysom Hill is that I just don't think he's a good quarterback at all. His anticipation is terrible. He has to see somebody wide open to throw him the ball. His anticipation is terrible. He can't tell when somebody's going to be open or not. He has to see them open. Now that Kyler is playing, should I start Rondell Moore over Elijah Moore? No, I would still go with Elijah Moore. Start Ertz, Thomas, or Higbee. I would go with Ertz. Should I be worried about Diggs against the Pats? I know the Bills. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some concern, and the weather looks like it's going to be absolutely horrible. So there's definitely concern there for me. I drafted Kupp in the 4th round. Very happy with him. I did too. He's probably going to be my keeper. I drafted Swift in the 2nd round. This is because it's also a keeper league. So it's kind of like an extra round. So technically it would have been 3rd round. But so I'm probably going to keep Cooper Kupp in the 4th. We'll have to see. Eagles defense versus Jets or Tampa Bay against Atlanta. I'm going with the Eagles, especially because it looks like Zach Wilson's going to play this week. Cooks, Lockett, Devonta Smith. I have who do I have higher? I want to say Devonta Smith is the highest. Colts or Cardinals defense? I'm going with the Colts defense. I trade Aaron Jones, Odell, and Gallup for Hill. I don't think I would do that. I would keep Aaron Jones and Odell. I think Zeke and Pollard are good in their own roles. Neither is better than the other. Yeah, I think that they're both solid football players. I know that everybody's going to look at Zeke or look at Pollard tonight and be like, wow, Pollard needs to be starting over Zeke. When if you actually watch the game, yeah, Tony Pollard's 50-yard touchdown was nice, but it was also really well blocked. There was a really nice alleyway there for him to hit, and then he had one tackle to break on the 2nd level. He had to kind of take that a little bit, a little bit outside and loop it around because there were some defenders there, and then he hit that alleyway, and it was just off to the races. And the safety just, I don't know what to say. The safety's literally score, run it in for a touchdown, please. But Zeke should not have played tonight. I'm gonna die on this hill. Zeke was RB9 for me this week. I didn't feel great about Zeke, but I definitely wasn't gonna sit Zeke for a Joe Schmo, Boston Scott or Jamaal Williams. I was still gonna fire up Zeke. Had I known Zeke was going to be looking that rough in terms of his injury, I would not have said play Zeke. I did not realize Zeke was that. That man could, at times it looked like he could barely walk. Why he was out there, I don't know. He should not have been out there, though. I don't think he should have been out there. Good call on CD, my number 1 advisor. Honestly, I tried to take him out at 8. Oh, man, that's funny. He was good tonight. If he would have scored a touchdown, it would have been a massive week. And there was a couple of misses that Dak had. Played Deontay over Tyreek this week. I still have Tyreek. He's wide receiver too. I go Tyreek. I do love Deontay, but I go Tyreek. Judy or Gage? Judy. I would go Judy. Zeke did not look good. No, he looked super banged up. He should not have played. Just let him get healthy. They could have beaten the Saints easily without Zeke. You didn't need Zeke. Let him get healthy. Let him take the week off. I know that they say he wants to play, but that's what your job is as medical professionals. Be like, no, Zeke, we're going to get you rested up. And that's what they said that they wanted him to do. And then they come out, no, we're going to get him. We're going to load him up on carries. Gibson, Waddle, or Mooney this week? Gibson for me, Mario. Zeke is firewood. Pollard is the lighter. I think that's a good analogy, honestly. Andrews or Kittle, appreciate it as always, brother. I would go with, man, it's so close. I would go with Kittle, though. I like Kittle. Jerry Jeudy or Gage? Jerry Jeudy. Do you think Kareem Hunt will bounce back week 14 and be trustable? Yeah, I do. I think this offense will get better. Saquon or Monty? Saquon. Do I start Terry McLaurin or Hunter Renfrow? I'm still going with Terry. If Darrell Henderson and Sanders play, Scott or Mitchell or Michelle? I would go with Scott. I feel comfortable with Scott. Is Scott in RB2 this week? I think he's a lower end RB2 with Miles Sanders looking like he's going to play, but I still think Scott's... I would say Scott's more of a flex play this week. Do you think Ridley comes back this year? He's on waivers. I could drop Emmanuel Sanders for him. I would do that. I I would do that. I mean, I'd rather take the chance that he comes back. At this point, I don't think he comes back. But could he? I don't have any insider information, so I don't know. Monty or Odell, I would go with, or no, that's Mooney or Odell. I would go with Odell. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So come on over, get your questions answered. Once again, all you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. And if you're over on YouTube and you want to get your questions answered 100%, hold on, I want to type this out. Want your questions answered 100%. Exclamation point membership. All right. There we go. All right, so Gronk or Andrews this week. Andrews has been solid, but I'm leaning Gronk. Yeah, I would go Gronk. Thoughts on Pittman this week? I really like Pittman. I would fire him up. Mooney or Brandon Cooks? I would go Brandon Cooks. Although Brandon Cooks is not practiced because of an illness, so make sure he practices. Just keep an eye on it tomorrow. Scott or Coleman as RB2? I would go with Scott. Pittman or Higgins? Pittman. Trade Eckler for Najee and Waddle. Are you gonna play Waddle? Like, if you're not gonna play Waddle, I probably wouldn't do it. Would I be wrong to start Aiyuk over Diggs this week? I would still start Diggs, but I really want to see what this weather's looking like Sunday. If it's looking that bad on Sunday, like 30-mile-an-hour winds and snow, I really don't like anybody on this offense, either side of the ball. To be completely honest with you, I really don't like anyone in that game at all. I really don't. I think it's going to be a massively low-scoring game and a defensive battle. That's going to turn into like 13-7 or 13-10. Hurts or Carr? Hurts. Hopkins or Madison with Cook out? I would go with Madison. Can you pick 3, please? We got Brandon Cooks, Pittman, Renfro, and Hollywood Brown. Cooks, Pittman, Renfro, and Hollywood Brown. I would go with Pittman, Renfro, or no, I would go Pittman, Cooks, Hollywood Brown. Would you start Bateman over Terry, Aiyuk, or OBJ? No, I wouldn't. I would start all of those guys. Don't start Tyler Baston. Yeah, I would not start the kickers in that game. No, that's definitely one. Like, I would definitely not be starting. Make sure that the weather is going to be what it says it's going to be. It says snowy and like 30-mile-an-hour winds last I saw. Maybe it could change, definitely. But if that's the case, I definitely would not be playing the kickers, 100%. Never start kickers when it's like 25-mile-an-hour winds plus. Never do it. Moreau or Gerald Everett? Moreau. And if you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take over to my YouTube channel. So profile, link tree, YouTube channel. Do you start Nick? I wouldn't start Nick Folk if it's going to be 30-mile-an-hour winds. Like, see what the gusts are too. Like, the gusts could be like, I don't know. I didn't see the gusts, but I mean, the gusts could be like, I remember that one time in Cleveland when it was like that, and the gusts were like 50-mile-an-hour winds. Like, I would never start a kicker in that kind of weather. Never. Why not Renfro? I mean, it was really close. Who was that? I forget who it was. It was like OBJ, Aiyuk. Like, all those guys are kind of grouped up for me. Renfro is more of like a lower end wide receiver, like a mid wide receiver 2 is where I have him ranked. I just think with like Aiyuk, no Debo, I really like that. Seattle's this year against the pass has not been very good. But yeah. Who's your favorite defenses for the playoffs? I mean, I'm just looking, to be honest with you, I haven't really looked that much into it. Like, what I would do is I have to look at exactly who plays who, to be completely honest. I haven't really looked that far ahead. I'll have an answer for you. I'll look into that tomorrow. Stafford or Murray? I would go with Murray. Is Julio Jones worth a stash over Ridley? Yeah, because AJ Brown's on IR and he should be coming back soon. And he's actually in the league. I guess Ridley is still in the league. I don't know. Thoughts? I don't know if is he technically still in the league? He didn't like retire, right? He just said he's stepping away. Just like a break. I don't know. Love the stream, brother. Keep it up. Last question. Monty or D-Hop this week? I would go with It's really close. I got to double check my rankings here. This is one that I need to pull up. I don't have my flex rankings up. Where's my flex? Right. All right, so D-Hop or Monty. Where's Monty? I have D-Hop higher. I have D-Hop. Mike Williams or Mooney. Mooney. I was playing against Cowboys defense, Pollard and Lamb down by 50. Oof. Oof. It's okay. I know it looks rough. It's only Thursday, but you can still do it. Jamal Williams or Devonta Freeman, I would go Jamal Williams. Trade Eckler for Najee and Waddle. Once again, Zach, if you're gonna play Waddle, then I would do it. But if you're not even gonna play Waddle, he's gonna kind of just be a bench player, then no, I wouldn't do it. Who to bench? Mooney, Clyde, Mike Williams. I would bench Mike Williams. We're starting Pittman over Diggs with the weather situation. Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's really close between those guys this week. I would start Pittman, yeah. Stevenson or Boston Scott? Boston Scott. Hines, Boston Scott, Sony, or Mike Davis. If Henderson is out, obviously I would go Sony. Otherwise, I would go Boston Scott. CD is the definition of a stud. CD looked really good. CD did look really good. And what was really on display tonight, I mean, it's, I guess, every single week, but really, his ability after the catch is so good. He is so good after the catch. So good. And real quick, if you haven't already, do me a big favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. If you're over on TikTok, come on over to YouTube, get your questions answered. All you got to do is click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So come on over, get your questions answered. Once again, click on my profile, go to my link tree. My link tree will take you over to my YouTube channel. So come on over, get your questions answered. Saquon or Jamaal Williams? Saquon. Trayvon Diggs looks like a wide receiver with the ball in his hands. Yes, he does. Oh, the ball in his area. And yes, he looks really good. He does get burned sometimes, I gotta say. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Hey, I did like the spread. I was telling you, where's MP? MP said it was not risky taking the Saints. I said it's risky. I said it's risky. Cowboys cover. Once again, I'm going to read off the stat to all those people that are new in the chat here. Thursday Night Football. Your home teams right now are 5-10 against the spread. 5-10. And right now, the game... What was the final score to that game? What was the final score? 27-14. What was the over? Was it 46? What was the over-under? I don't remember. Was it 46? No, 45.5. So it went under. Okay, so now it is 4-11 for the under on Thursday night. So now the spread is 5-10 and it's 4-11. So 5-10 against the spread, home teams are, and the over-under is 4-11 with the under being the 11 times it's hit. So 11 times the under has now hit on Thursday Night Football, and the home team is 5-10 against the spread. 5-10 against the spread. So just letting you all know that. Letting you all know that. That's what it is right now. Pollard is so much better than Zeke. I figured people would say this. I really, like, how is Pollard... I really don't think that Pollard's like that. Like, if you're looking at tonight and you really watch that game and you say, wow, Tony Pollard's so much better than Zeke. I mean, number one, Zeke was nowhere near healthy. I would say Zeke is probably like sitting at like 75% right now. Maybe even a little bit less. Maybe like truly 60%. Literally playing on one leg, it looked like, hobbling back and forth. And Tony Pollard had one good run where it was really well blocked, hit the alley, and then breaks a tackle on the second level, and the safety did not want to make a tackle. The safety just scooting down there playing defense like, you know, doesn't want to make a tackle. Mark Ingram was an L. Mark Ingram was an L. He was an L. Dave Montgomery, so was Zeke. I mean, if I would have known Zeke was going to be that banged up, I would not have played Zeke anywhere. I would not have played Zeke. I would say Tony Pollard and Zeke go really well together. Zeke's a hammer. Tony Pollard's more of the nail? No, not the nail. What's the correct expression? He's the hammer, the nail. Is that correct? What would the nail be, though? I don't understand that one. Now that I'm actually saying it out loud. I don't know. For financial reasons. Oh, yeah. Tony Pollard will be a solid running back, especially when this team needs to get out of Zeke's terrible contract. Pollard has been all year. I disagree. I mean, I think that, like, Tony Pollard is good. I feel like Tony Pollard is really good in his role in this offense. We'll see if Tony Pollard could be an every down back and how good he'll look when he's getting, 20 carries, 20 touches a game for 6 straight weeks. We'll see. Zeke has proven year in and year out he can do that and be incredibly good. I just think that, okay, so it's like he's the hammer, he gets all the brute force, and then he's the nail. Like Tony Pollard's the final driving force. Because I would say Thunder Lightning. I guess that's a better one. You have, yeah, Thunder would be Zeke, Lightning's Tony Pollard. That's a better one. I would say that's. Both teams' rushing offense was very bad except for Taysom Hill. Yeah, Taysom Hill. When literally the Cowboys just needed to hey, Taysom Hill, throw the ball because you can't throw. David Montgomery or Davonte Smith this week? I would go David Montgomery. Traded for Tony Pollard for Ingram this morning. What a deal. That was. Hey, Chris, I'm sorry about the parlay. It didn't hit. Listen, I mean, Michael Gallup didn't hit anyways. But I did say, I did like the spread. I will say that. What I always do every single week when I do betting, there's always one bet that I really like, and I put a larger part of my money on that one bet. And then for the parlay, I don't really put a whole lot of money on parlays because parlays don't really. I get it. You get better odds. But they're really tough. They're really, especially when you're doing player props. Player props are so tough. Just use my firewood and lighter analogy. All right, let's do it. Firewood and lighter. There you go. Ingram sold me tonight. Yeah, he was not a good play. Mark Andrews or Hunt and Goddard. One, I would go with Andrews. Wait, Hunt's not playing this. Are you saying going forward? Huh? Isaac, what was that dude? What's he saying? RIP, I kept making trades and fleecing people in my league. I acquired CMC, J-Rob, and Aiyuk. Now he's out for season. I'm down. RIP. Thoughts on Mixon this week? Will he go off again? He should. I mean, he's playing against the easiest run defense in the NFL right now. He should go off. Waddle or Aiyuk? I would go with Waddle. I need RB2 badly. Who should I trade for on the waivers? Top waiver priority is Rex. Ugh. I mean, I would definitely get him, but like, yuck. I mean, it's really tough for me to like say who to trade for. Just like, do you have some solid? Like, I would just be sending. It's really tough to say like who should I be trying to trade for. Like just target like. Obviously, just not your top tier guys and just like be sending out. Like if you have solid wide receivers, look for a team that needs a wide receiver and then just start looking at their team. Who are some of the running backs on their team? And start sending out trade offers like that. Like it's really hard to say go target a certain player when like I don't know the scoring in your league. I don't know what that player's team looks like. I don't know what your team looks like. Are you even able to send trade offers to this person? Like it's really tough to just sit here and without any information say, yeah, you should go try to trade for this person. The best thing to do, the best thing I recommend, and I say this all the time, if you have a surplus at a position, even if it's tight end, even if it's quarterback, go look for the team that needs that and just start sending out trade offers. And a lot of time you're going to have to send, maybe like a 2-for-1, but just that's what I would be doing. I think that's the best. Hurts or Herbert? Hurts for me. Tony Pollard, he looked good. But I will say, I mean, it's definitely inflated because of one run. I mean, let's not sit here and come on. Did we really think that Tony Pollard looked that good tonight other than that one run? I mean, if he didn't have that one run, he would have been averaging what, like 1.8 yards per carry? I mean, that one run was nice. Don't get me wrong. It still goes on his stat sheet, but I don't even think he got touched until the second level, and he broke one tackle, and then I don't know what the safety did on that play. Safety was just like, score a touchdown, man. Score a touchdown. Are you concerned about Najee? Wait, hold on. You think Swift will be back for 15? I hope so. I really hope so. I don't know, man. I think they're going to take it incredibly safe with DeAndre Swift because this team is awful. They have nothing to play for, and I just think they're going to Play it really safe, kind of like what they were doing with Christian McCaffrey last year, to be honest with you. So I hope Swift comes back. I literally have him in every single league, as I say all the time. But I really do think that there could be a chance where it's kind of like a CMC situation where he doesn't come back. David Montgomery or Devonta Smith this week? David Montgomery. Are you concerned about Najee? Okay, yeah, I got to answer this one because I kind of asked it out loud. So here's my only concern with Najee, okay? So if the Steelers lose this week, and the Steelers lose a couple weeks here in a row because they have really tough matchups, not in fantasy football, in real life football, they have some really tough games coming up. So if they lose here, it gets to the point where this team isn't going to do anything. They're awful. And why load Najee Harris up with 30 touches a game? It doesn't make sense. So like, there's some concern there with Najee because Najee isn't an efficient player right now because the offense is so bad. This offensive line is atrocious. So he's not a efficient player. So if the volume starts to fade off a little bit, and they're like, well, we want to conserve Najee more long term rather than running his ass into the ground in the first year in the league, then yes, there is concern there with him. But that's only if the Steelers lose. If the Steelers lose a couple weeks, then yes, there's real concern. I still think that they have a shot at the playoffs, so they'll keep firing up, but that's my concern with them. Should I stick with Josh Allen, or if not, I can pick up Tua? I would still go with Josh Allen, but ask me that on Sunday when I'm really looking against when I'm looking at the weather report, because right now it looks like it's going to be brutal. I played against Taysom, and the dude has 4 NTs and still 20 fantasy points. What incarnation is that? Because that 70-yard touchdown and his rushing ability. How are you doing in your leagues? I'm doing pretty well. My leagues are pretty solid. There's a couple that, I'm like out, but like this one, I mean, it's really good. My team's like 9-3. This one is like 5-7, but my team is so good. It's just I'm getting so unlucky. Most points scored against. I mean, look at my team. It's Jalen Hurts, Cooper Kupp, James Conner, Elijah Mitchell, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones. I just can't win a game. T. Higgins. It's just been brutal all season long. Last week was terrible because I had Jalen Hurts and, Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift, and they're awful. Is Taysom Hill a B team rated Jalen Hurts? Yeah, basically. I would say that's a good analogy. Pollard only had 7 runs. If he gets a full workload, he's a top 8 running back. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, in fantasy football, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that Tony Pollard isn't good. I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't know, it seems like you guys are a lot of, it's either you're a Zeke hater or a Dallas fan, which I'm not saying Tony Pollard isn't good, but the whole Tony Pollard is so much better than Ezekiel Elliott. No, I don't agree with that one bit. I think Zeke is a really good running back. It's just he's hurt. You look at that game, there's no way in hell. I'm sorry. If you looked at that game and you're like, wow, Zeke sucks. I'm sorry, you don't know football because that dude was not healthy at all. The dude was hobbling on one leg out there. Like, was he good? No, he was terrible. But he should not have played. All right? So I just want to say that, like, may seem like I'm a little defensive, but I think Zeke is a really good running back. I'm sorry, I just don't agree with, like, Tony Pollard so much better than Zeke. Once again, I think they go very well together. It's a firewood and lighter analogy. Your lightning and your thunder, I think they go really well. And Zeke has also been doing this for years. Seeing 300 plus touches a season. Like, it's not like, he's fresh. Once again, somebody else said that Pollard is fresher. Pollard does look fresh. He looks fresh. And Zeke looks very banged up right now. Very banged up. Taysom Hill is the most annoying player in fantasy. Dude has been vulturing his whole... Mind-boggling the Saints give him top 3 quarterback money poverty. That's pretty funny. He does look bad. I didn't think there was anything other than his rushing ability, which is like your Dallas. It's like, man, especially once he hurt his finger, it's like the guy cannot throw a pass. He's throwing ducks out there. Every single pass is short. It's wobbling. Like Dallas, he's going to be running the ball majority of the time. Like just stop the run, which they did. I mean, well, not really. He ran for 90 yards. But like you let him get those rushing yards a little bit, and then you make him throw as you get closer. Let the goal line, let the red zone be an extra defender, and he couldn't pass the ball. We're not talking about Zeke's performance all year tonight. Pollard has been sharper all year. I mean, I disagree. I mean, I think that Pollard looks good because he's not asked to be he's not handling a massive workload. Like, I think that Pollard's in a perfect situation right now because he's like Pollard looks fresh because he doesn't have to handle for full workload. I don't think that Tony Pollard. I mean, let's see what happens. You know, let's see what happens. But here's the thing with Tony Pollard is that everybody thinks, oh, you know, this guy who kind of comes in and he's more of a complimentary back. Oh, let's see what he can do in a full season. Like, I don't think that you understand that the physicality of the running back position, you beat yourself down. And if you're not, you know, a massive running back, like Zeke is a freaking massive dude who can take the pounding. I just think that Tony Pollard is in the perfect situation where he doesn't need to be the lead back for the team. Where if he's getting 20 plus touches a game, I don't think that Tony Pollard looks as good as he does when he's getting, you know, 10 to 12 touches a game. I just don't think that's the thing with Tony Pollard. That's my take on Tony Pollard. I just don't think he's going to look as good if he's getting the 20 plus touches compared to letting Zeke get those touches. And sure, Zeke doesn't look that good right now. He's hurt. And maybe, you know, Zeke has definitely been falling off a little bit, but I just don't think that I don't think that Tony Pollard would be as good if he handled that big of a workload is all. I think he's in a really good situation right now. As a Cowboys fan, Zeke is overpaid, but yeah, well, 100%. I mean, no running back should have gotten that kind of contract, especially at his age, 26 years old. When running backs start to fall off, there's no reasons they should have paid Zeke. They should have let him walk, to be completely honest with you. They should have let him walk. But it is what it is. Like, you pay your teams have a tendency of holding on to the superstars for too long. And they should have let him walk. They should have said, hey, you know, you want $100 million or $80 million, whatever he got signed for, hit the road. Like, I'm sorry, you're not worth that kind of money. They should have let him walk, but you don't let him. Thunder Dave, Pollard is like Eckler. No, I feel like that's great. Like, honestly, that's great. I think that's perfect for Pollard. I agree with that 100%. Pollard is like, I'd say like Aaron Jones. Like, Aaron Jones is not good when, like, as you could see early in the season, Aaron Jones is not a back you want to load up with 20 plus touches. That's just not the kind of guy. Like Jamal Charles, you don't load that dude up with a 20 plus touches. You give him in the range of like, 10 to 15, maybe 18 touches, and he's really good, really efficient with those touches. Those kind of running backs, you don't give the ball. He's not a Zeke, where you give Zeke the ball. Zeke is the hammer, just pounds down the defense or makes the defense quit. That's what Zeke is. Pollard isn't that kind of guy. Pollard's I'll beat you with my speed kind of guy. He's a efficient kind of guy. Who's a wide receiver I should trade McKissick for in OBJ? I mean, I don't really think anybody's going to take McKissick. I don't think anybody's going to try to take McKissick. OBJ, I think that you could get solid value for it, especially if OBJ, if you got to get the trade deadline this week, I would say that like OBJ, who you could get, I would go look for a team that needs a wide receiver and like go and make offers there. If you can wait an extra week, I think that OBJ is going to have a really good week this week. And then I would try to sell really high on him. Galladay or Reynolds for the rest of the season. Ugh. Would you start Bateman over both? Ugh. Probably. That's rough. If I had to pick one for the season, I'd probably go Galladay. But if I had Bateman over both, I would go Bateman over both. I started this. I hate Zeke. I'm an Eagles fan. I mean, that's the thing. Like, everybody hates Zeke. I love Zeke. I think he's a really talented running back. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate Dallas. But I can respect, CeeDee Lamb is freaking amazing. Dak looks really good. In that second half, Dak didn't look as good. But Dak is really good. I think Zeke has been really good for a long time. People don't give him the credit. The dude's amazing. I think Tony Pollard looks really good. Don't get me wrong. I think Dallas has a lot of good players on their team. Tyler, what did you eat for dinner? I had chicken noodle soup with my dad. I had tacos. Tacos. They were pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty good. My wife might be watching. They're good, sweetie. We should done with Zeke like the Steelers did with Le'Veon, let him walk. No, I agree. I honestly like. What was his contract? How much did he get paid? I just think that there comes a certain point with the running backs. Like once they hit 26 years old, you know, you don't pay him a ton of money. It's just not good business, unfortunately. You know, my Madden franchise, I would have never done that. My Madden franchise, I would have gotten rid of him, you know, and drafted a really good running back and would have been set for the next year. Just saying, I would be a pretty good GM because my Madden franchise. Flex standard scoring, Jerry Jeudy or OBJ. Being a member is cool because I feel like I can actually share my thoughts without just spamming my Exactly. 90 mil over 66 years. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. I'm sure that they can get out of it. When can they get out of it? It's probably here in a couple, like maybe next year. When was that? Was that last year's when he got paid? It was last year, right? Or was it 2 years ago? I can't remember when it was. Was it 2 years ago? I'm sure that there's an out at some point. 2022. So 2023 is the out, potential out. When they have, like, they're definitely not getting out next year because you're taking $30 million of dead cap if you cut him. There's definitely no way that there's no way Dallas is moving on from Zeke next year. No way. For a running back to be taking up $30 million in cap space, if you cut him, there's no chance. So possibly 2023, $11 million in cap. That's still a massive hit to your salary cap for a running back. So that's a lot of dead money sitting there for a running back for $11 million. That's bueno. That's no bueno. 2027 is a free agent for Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, good luck, Dallas. By that time, Tony Pollard his career will probably be over as well. So Zeke will be 32 then. 32. At least he doesn't have any dead money. They cut him in 2025. You get nearly $2 million in dead money. 2024, $6 million of dead money. So, oh God, what a great contract. It's as bad as Carson Wentz's contract. That contract was horrible. Although Carson Wentz playing pretty well right now. Zeke or Pollard rest of the season. Who do I start? I mean, I would this was a really tough matchup. Yeah, I know Tony Pollard had the better game. He had the long touchdown run. Zeke just does not look healthy. Like he should have sat this week. I hope that they actually make the decision where they said Zeke is going to be out for a few weeks because he really does need to be out for a few weeks. I don't feel any confidence in starting Ezekiel Elliott right now with the way he looked tonight. He looked so hurt. Like there's no reason why he should have been out there. I'll keep saying it. I'm going to take it to my grave. You know, when I'm 92 years old, I'm going to say the Cowboys should have been playing and made me waste money on Ezekiel Elliott in what week is this? Week 13 of 2021. Like the Cowboys, curse the Cowboys. They made me look bad because they say they're going to load them up with carries. Exactly what somebody said in chat earlier. Literally, the thing that they said in chat was, it's been a complete 180 from Zeke from we're going to shut him down to a couple weeks to, oh, we're giving him a bunch of carries where he's going to see a massive workload. It was such a 180 for him this week. Can you please pick me? Please. Michael Gallup is so good. Only way he stays in Dallas if he just likes the team that much because the other, yeah, I think Gallup will definitely be out. I think that another team will sign him for sure. Give him solid money. Michael Gallup looked good tonight. He did. I know he didn't have a monster game like CeeDee. I mean, he's not CeeDee Lamb, but he looks like a really solid wide receiver too for a team. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Please pick me, Jamaal Williams, Davonte, Sony Michel, or Elijah Mitchell, or Elijah Moore. As if Melvin Gordon's out 100%, Javonte Williams. Now, if Darrell Henderson is out, Sony Michel. Otherwise, I would go Jamal Williams there. So, Williams if Gordon is out. Sony if Henderson is out. Otherwise, Jamaal Williams. Elijah Moore, a good start for the rest of the season? Not really. Not with Joe Flacco not at quarterback. I don't trust Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson has looked like hot garbage this year. The only way to satisfy the Cowboys' backfield for fantasy purposes, I hate to say it, is it one of the running backs has a season-ending injury, either Pollard or Zeke. I mean, honestly, watching Zeke play tonight, they should set him down for a little bit. Let the dude get healthy. I know that it's probably a large part of Zeke where he's like, no, you're not doing it. Maybe there's something in his contract that stipulates you got to play X amount of games a year. But I mean, he should not be playing right now. They should be sitting him down and getting him healthy, especially because this team looks like the defense looked pretty good. Your passing offense looks really good. You have a real shot to make a solid playoff run. Like, just get Zeke healthy. Like, that should be your number one thing. Get him healthy. Let Tony Pollard take over. Tony Pollard's been looking pretty good. You know, let him take over here for a little bit, then have Zeke come back when he gets healthy. I think that's what they should do. That would be if I was a head coach, that's what I would do. But, you know, I'm sure Zeke wants to play. Aiyuk, Pittman, Hopkins, or Higgins. Start two. I would go with Pittman and Hopkins. Where do you have Aaron Jones rest of the season? I still have him as top 10 running back. I had Mark Ingram and Zeke this week. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Pick two. Well, I mean, that's basically like exactly what I said. Like, Luca, I mean, I kind of went over the explanation where I would go with Devonta if Melvin Gordon is out, Sony Michel if Henderson is out. Otherwise, Jamaal Williams. I guess if both those guys play, Melvin Gordon and Darrell Williams, I would go with Javonte, and I would go with the two Williams, Davonte and Jamal. Got baited with Ingram this week. Should have stuck with Monty. Yeah. I hope I did. Did I tell you to play? I don't think I would have told you to play Monty. I think I would have told you to play Monty. If I said Ingram, I'm sorry. I definitely would have said Monty. Monty's higher in my ranking. I don't think I didn't tell you that right, Devin. Hopefully not. Michael Gallup really fits the jump ball receiver role well. Great hands and body control. Absolutely. You could see that on the touchdown reception. I mean, that was impressive. That touchdown reception was really nice. And he also had that other catch on the sideline that was really good as well. Medical officers of the Cowboys said they recommended Zeke sits, but Jerry Jones came out and said he is going to have a serious workload. And look what happened tonight. Whatever Jerry Jones says goes. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would have sat Zeke tonight, 100%. There's no chance. He looked terrible. And not terrible in, like, football-wise, just terrible health-wise. The dude's not healthy. Anybody with two eyes could have seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man didn't look healthy. And, man, that Cooper was very little all year long. Might as well switch Gallup over Cooper. I would say Cooper's also a little... They said tonight, heading in tonight, that Cooper was on a snap count because COVID. He wasn't 100% either. His conditioning wasn't all the way there. So I'll say that. I think that Cooper's a really solid wide receiver as well. Like, Cooper is a completely different receiver than Michael Gallup. I think that when they're fully healthy, like you have Cooper, Amari Cooper actually playing your full complement of snaps, that wide receiver core is going to be so deadly. So deadly. So deadly. You didn't tell me that. You're in the clear. Monty should feast the last 3 weeks, though. Okay, good. I'm glad. I mean, I definitely don't get him wrong, but I definitely would have said Monty over Ingram. But I definitely did tell people to start Ingram, for sure. I know that for a fact. He was, I think, like RB 2019 for me this week, so. Tony Pollard is why we handcuff, folks. Especially this time of the year. Absolutely be handcuffing. I have no idea why they didn't bench Zeke in the third or fourth. I know, right? Like, that's the other thing, too. Like, just let Pollard out there on these game-winning drives, kill the clock. Like, why are you playing Zeke at this point in the game? I agree 100%. And once again, I love Zeke, but he was nowhere near 100%. Honestly, like 60%. That dude does not look good tonight at all. You could tell, like, even Troy Aikman was pointing out when he was walking back to the huddle at times, he's like limping on one leg. If Gallup leaves a luxury pick for the Cowboys, could Treylon Burks out of Arkansas? Oh, no. Burks isn't Burks is going to be like the top wide receiver in this draft. I feel he's currently the top prospect, right? I think he would be the top at the wide receiver position. I think what's going to happen with Burks is a freak. As long as he runs a really good 40, which he probably will run a decent 40, probably be like a high 4.5, probably like a mid 4.5, I'd imagine is probably what he's going to run. I would say Burks probably honestly going to be like a top. I would not be surprised if Burks moves into like the top like 15, like is probably where Burks is going to go. Burks will probably end up there's no way Burks going to make it out of the second round. I think that he'll definitely be a first-round draft pick. He'll probably be an early first-round draft pick. I feel like no matter what the Cowboys front office says, whatever Jerry Jones goes in Cowboys word, I feel like he is running out of these players despite medical concerns. It's all about money. Oh, it's always about money with Jerry Jones. He cares about money. That's why he's a billionaire. It's always about money. But he should have definitely let Zeke sit. James Robinson or Darrell Henderson. James Robinson for me. He was literally limping at one point and winning the next step. Aiyuk or Monty. I would go with I gotta check my flex ranking. That's really close. Aiyuk is 2 spots ahead of 1 spot ahead of Montgomery. 37-39. So very close. Oh, Chris, how do you say his last name? I don't know how to say anybody's names. The dude from Ohio State, you say he's the top wide receiver prospect? I feel like, we'll see. We'll definitely see. 100% we need to... we still have football, a little bit of football to play here, college football, and you also have the combine, so we'll definitely see who ends up. No, Garrett Wilson is a top wide receiver for a lot of people. We'll see. I haven't really. I need to go watch film. I'll be watching film in the offseason on college players. I'll be doing I haven't really looked at a whole lot of college film, to be completely honest with you. Just what I've been seeing and reading. Also highlights, I guess. I watch highlights. Of some of these wide receivers. I've just seen a lot of people gushing over Burks. They've been saying he's been so good. So, do you think the Bills would draft Kenneth Walker? The Bills would? To be honest with you, I don't even know what the Bills really need. I guess they need a running back. I guess that would make sense. But like, to be honest with you, you don't need a wide receiver. I guess, yeah, running back. But I just don't look at that team and I look like, I don't think that team even wants to run the football. It's the biggest thing with the Bills. Like, I guess a running back would make sense, but like, I just get the vibe where they don't even care. I probably. I don't know. I don't know what else the Bills really need. Their O-line's decent, right? I don't really know who's on their offensive line. Left tackle's solid. I guess running back would make sense. But it's also, I just look at the team and they're like, shit, we want to throw the ball a bunch of times. I guess that would make sense. Rock out, $2 donation. Someone drop OBJ. Is it worth pick up Corey Davis? Yeah, I would drop Corey Davis. I would pick up OBJ 100%. 100% pick up OBJ, drop Corey Davis. Is really smooth, but honestly, he's wide receiver 3 on his team. So he's not going to be that good, huh? You don't think so? This is going to be great. As we get closer to draft time, everybody's going to be everybody's going to be I can't wait for as we get closer to draft time. The draft is a lot of fun. And it's really fun. The unknown for fantasy football with a lot of the rookies too is really fun. Especially the running back position. I'm really excited for the draft already. Edge is playing really well. Ooh. See, I don't even know all these college players. Ninjago? Ew. Let's see. My number one draft pick for the upcoming rookie class is Tyler Ratio, Aspire Sports wide receiver for the YouTube University, 4.240, and he's 6'4", 215. Man, that's being pretty generous. Thank you, Saklan. More like, let's see, 4.2. I'd probably run right now. Be terrible. I was never fast. I was quick. I wasn't fast though. I will say I didn't have great straight line speed. I was fast. It wasn't great straight line speed, but I had good burst in high school. And I was very agile. I was very, boy, I could break ankles. But like straight line speed, I wasn't the fastest. So my straight line speed wouldn't be that good. The pros would not be that impressed. My burst score would be really good though. And my agility score would be good. Not tall though. I'm not tall. You know, people always say short king. I really am a short. Well, I don't really know what that entirely means. I've just seen people say like that to people who are short. I am short, so I am short. I will gladly admit that. I'm a short guy. No shame in that. You know, Tony Stark. Well, not Tony Stark. Teddy. Not Teddy. Geez, Robert Downey Jr. is short. Tom Cruise is short. Tom Holland's short. Those guys are my idols. Maurice Jones-Drew is short. Tyler Spire is a sick prospect. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to declare for the NFL draft, for the YouTube draft, Mr. Irrelevant, Darnell Mooney, Van Jefferson, or Devonta Smith. I would go Devonta Smith. Do you start Nico Collins if Cooks and Conley are out this week? Nah. I mean, like, who would you be starting him over? If you're in like a really deep league, sure. But there's probably better players to be playing. Galladay or Jenkins from the 49ers. Galladay. Chuba Hubbard have good trade value, need a wide receiver. Yeah, I think that there's going to be some people out there that are going to kind of overvalue him a little bit. I would try to trade him. How's the family? It's good. They're good. Appreciate it. How's your family? How you doing? All right. How long have I been live? Nearly an hour. I want to go live for about an hour. Talk about this game. Because I know that some people are probably going to be mad. Because I know that there's definitely people that I told to play Zeke other than Pollard. And I know that they're going to be like, wow, dude, Tony Pollard had a great game. Did you even see it? You know, once again, trust the process. If I would have known Zeke was that hurt, I definitely would have told a lot of people to not play Zeke. I would have said, no way am I not playing Zeke. I thought he was going to be much more fresh than that. And no. My idol is Tyler Spire. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Hey, Saklan, I am going to hit you up on that Twitch offer, though. So what exactly can you do at Twitch, Saklan? You were writing code for it, right? That's what you were saying? So what exactly is it that you could do for Twitch? Like, what could you do with that, possibly? Unless this is like a secret discussion that you can't say. Truth is, if Zeke owners like me were paying attention, it would have known that Cowboys said last week that they were intending to sit Zeke for his health. He was a must-sit. They did say that. I will say that. They did say that. But then like a couple days later, they came out and said, you know what, scratch that. We're loading him up with a bunch of work. Had they just stuck with that narrative and then he ended up playing this week, I would have felt much better about not playing Zeke this week. But they had to come out and say that he's going to see a bunch of work this week. Like, I don't know. Just stupid. Once again, I mean, I keep beating a dead horse here, but they should not have played him. Come on. Like, you care about player safety? Like, that dude was clearly not healthy. Galladay or Jenkins? I would go with Galladay. What running back should I trade A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones for? I need a win this week and there and by. I mean, it's really tough to say. Just look for a team that needs some running backs and send offers to them. I mean, I'd be looking for like if you could get like Elijah Mitchell, James Conner, but I wouldn't even feel great about that because you just need him for this week. Like, to be trading those guys for. Boy, I just don't. What I would do is look for the team that's like looks like they're gonna make the playoffs. All right, look for the team that's gonna make the playoffs and send trade offers to that team is what I would do, because they're in a spot where they can afford to have these guys sit on the bench, and then they're more likely to give you a guy that you need to win now. Pick 3, we got Mattison, Najee, Gibson, Elijah Mitchell, 4-point PPR. I would go with Mitchell. Mitchell, Najee, Gibson. Man, that's tough. I love Elijah Mitchell. Yeah. Pick 2, Madison, Henderson, Elijah Mitchell, or Sanders. I really don't think Henderson's going to play this week. Even if he does play, I don't feel great. Unless he logs a full practice tomorrow, then I feel good about it. But I would go Madison, Elijah Mitchell. Should I trade Cook for Mitchell and Sutton? I have Madison trying to make a playoff push. 2-flex league. My starters would be Najee, Eckler. Like, if you need to make the playoffs, yeah, I would make the trade for if you're fighting, because you can't. Here's the thing: is that at this point in the year, over the past couple weeks now, it's no longer you're looking forward. You're looking ahead to the playoffs. If you're really in the thick of it and you're battling, the next 2 weeks are absolutely crucial. Where yeah, Dalvin Cook could come back in a couple weeks and it'll be good. But that doesn't help you if you need to win right now. If you need to win right now, yeah, I would absolutely do that. Get the players that will help you win right now. I sat all of Zeke. Sorry, but I do not feel sorry for anyone. There we go. Hey. I should have put a little bit more effort into actually looking into the Zeke thing. Looking into his health. I feel bad. I feel bad about Zeke. I do feel bad. I feel bad about it because I feel like I let people down. I wish I could have. There's always times like this where I'm like, I feel bad. Like the Ronald Jones at the beginning of the year, I felt really bad. Like I was like laying in my bed. You know, I take like, here's the thing about me is that, you know, I try to help people out. And like that's the biggest thing is I don't do this to try to be, you know, pilot from Aspire Sports. Everybody look at me. Like I do this to really help people out. Like that's my main goal is to help you win your fantasy leagues, and just obviously be able to make a little bit of money doing what I love to do. But my biggest thing is helping you guys out. And when I get one wrong, like a big one wrong, it definitely stings me a lot. Like it stings me a lot more than what it stings you, because for every person, for every you that I told to play that person, there's 10 more reviews that I feel like I let down. Like, and I know that it's your lineup, you make your decisions, but still you come to me for advice. So I definitely feel bad that I let people down 100%. And it like, I don't take it super to heart, but I like when there's some big calls that I really do miss, I do feel bad. I feel bad. I know all of the moderation tool. Oh, yeah, that's really good, Siklan. The moderation tooling can help set up so many cool commands, basically all to help make chat super playful and fun. I would love that, Siklan, honestly. That's what I would really love, even in Discord. Like if we could get something with Discord, Siklan. I don't know if you know Discord that much, but I would love for like that the trivia game. Like, they have those points. I guess I could look into it a little bit more. But, like, if there's actually things that you could buy with those points, maybe buy, like, different roles or something, that would be really cool. Like, that's kind of stuff that I want to. Catch-up time. Tight end for me this week, Pitts, Ertz, or Freiermuth. I would go with Ertz. Or no, I would go with Pitts. I'm still going with Pitts. Is Ingram droppable now rest of the season? I would hold on to him to make sure Kamara comes back. If he comes back, then yeah. Was Mac Jones the best quarterback from the draft? Looking like it right now, for sure. Devontae Parker, good play. Will Darrell Henderson play? Devontae Parker's okay. It depends on who else you have. I don't think Henderson's going to play this week. Also, for fantasy, at this point, stars are more important than depth. Absolutely, yes. There were so many different reports, I feel like. Yeah, and that's the problem a lot of the time with fantasy. It's like there's so many different reports, and you don't know what to believe, and so many different things. I don't know. If you were that empathetic, you'll wear yourself out. Remember, they have an entire lineup to make decisions on. No, I agree. I like, honestly, I don't let a lot of the choices bug me out. Like, I really don't. But like, when it's a big call, like when there's a player that I'm like, start this player, and then he goes out and he's a massive bust, I feel really bad in that circumstance. But if I'm like answering, like on TikTok, I go through at times, I go on like binges and I answer a bunch of questions, and like literally I'm pumping out like 50, 60, 70, 80 answers. And like I get some wrong and people are like, wow, man, thanks for the help. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'm trying to help you out. You know, I'm doing the best I can. Like, to that, I just brush it off. But it's like when it's one player a week where it's like, man, you need to be playing this player. Like Ronald Jones at the beginning of the season, I was pounding the table for Ronald Jones. Start him. And he goes out there and he's a massive bust. I felt bad. I felt really bad. Like, that's where I feel bad. More like I'm just answering a bunch of questions. I don't feel that bad. But when it's like one player, I feel bad about that. Drop Bateman for Mitchell. Sony Michel, I would do that. Yes. Logan Thomas or Hawkinson. I feel like Hawkinson is inconsistent concerning he plays for Detroit. Yeah, but without DeAndre Swift, I like Hawkinson more. How many leagues do you play in? What's your best record? I'm in like, I don't know. I'm in so many leagues. I don't know how many it is. It's got to be like 15 leagues around there. This is one of my best. Not this one. This one's actually a solid lineup. I just am 5-7. I can't win a game. But this lineup's pretty solid. It's just like my guys are getting hurt at the worst times. DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, Elijah Mitchell, James Conner, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Hurts, Brandon Cooks, T. Higgins, George Kittle. But this one's probably my best. This one overall is probably my best. There's two of them. It's probably this one or this one. I'd say this one, though. My running backs are so dirty. Joe Mixon, Alexander Mattison, which is going to be good this week. James Conner, Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Swift, Darrell Henderson. And this is a 12-team league, $150 league. I just drafted. I literally really did not hit on any draft picks. I nailed my draft. I nailed it. Other than AJ Brown, he's been a massive bust. But I really nailed this draft. Like, killed it. Crushed it. This one's also really, really good. Did I start Zeke in this one? Oh, I did start Zeke. Oh, shoot. But Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, George Kittle, DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore. The other one's definitely better. I like the other one better. That one's probably my lineup. Damn, Taylor, you told me to start Alvin Kamara and he got... Oh, pal. What defense are you trying to play this week? I would say, who are some of the top defenses I like? Indianapolis, Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, Minnesota, the Rams, Arizona. Those are some of the top defenses I like this week. Let's not act like Mac Jones was the best prospect. I don't think he'd be as good if the Bears... Oh, no, certainly. If he went to like the Bears, 100%. I think that doesn't come into play as much as it should. Like, where a player goes could ultimately decide his career. Like, maybe Zach Wilson could be good if he was in a really good franchise instead of a poverty franchise like the New York Jets. Could you imagine if maybe like the New England Patriots got Trevor Lawrence, like, instead of Jags, where he hasn't been that great so far this season, but that's because the Jags are also a poverty franchise. Like, for 100%, like, where guys go and the systems that they play in matters a whole lot. 100%. At the end of the day, we all need to make our own choices. We win some, we lose some. Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you. I do agree with that, but you guys also do come to me for advice. So I definitely at times do feel bad when I do make bad calls. 100%. But the thing is, I do put a lot of time and effort into it. I trust my process and the decision making, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. So, 3 people in my league are 8-4, including me. So we are battling for the playoffs positions. Ooh, that'll be exciting down the stretch. I got Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Cordell Patterson, Antonio Gibson, Alexander Mattison in my lineup. I have Aiyuk on my bench. Do I start him over anybody else? Over those guys, no. I would play all those guys over Aiyuk. I do like Aiyuk this week, but I would play those guys over Aiyuk, 100%. All right, so I'm gonna hop off for the night. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I need to get to bed. I'll be online. I'll be going live tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be going live. I'll be going live probably like twice during the day. So make sure you, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You know, I'll let you know when I go live. I need to get out. I've been saying this all year. I'm just terrible when it comes to scheduling. But I'll be going live usually like midday, and then later at night I'll go live as well. So yeah, Tyler told me that if started Deshaun Watson, I would give Freeman. You should have just started Deshaun Watson this week. He's gonna be a beast. TY or Gage? TY. All right, people. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Get to bed if you got school tomorrow. Peace out.